Protein. Everybody is talking about protein. Everybody is obsessed with it. But is it actually that healthy? I want to talk about that today. If it is healthy to eat like a high protein diet and what is actually going on when you're doing that, and what is the thing that most people don't understand when they eat high protein. And what's also very interesting is that most people don't even realize that we as human beings don't even eat high protein diets for that long. It's basically since the 1930s that people get crazy about protein. And it was basically before we did the mass production of like animals and used them to, to just grow them and feed off of them to make sure that we eat enough meat. And it was basically right before that, coincidentally, of course, it was just a coincidence that they made sure that protein is in everybody's minds, in every institution, in every doctor is talking about it, every nutritionist is talking about that. They made sure that everybody is hooked on the protein law. They made sure that this is in every study, in every institution, everywhere. And in the 1950s, 1960s, even 1940s, that was the first time where people filed into the doctor's offices, mainly women actually, with chronic health issues that nobody could explain before. Thyroid problems, brain fog, fatigue, hot flashes. Nobody knew what's going on. Like it was a crazy time. If you know that it was a crazy time at that time where women came into doctors' offices with chronic symptoms that never anybody heard before, thyroid issues as well. And what this has to do with the high protein diets nowadays, and if it is even harmful to eat high protein diets, that's what I'm going to talk about today. So, first of all, everybody is obsessed with their protein, okay? And there's nobody nowadays basically that is not eating a high protein diet. And what you also need to realize is that everybody is sick. Everybody is sick. Like, yeah, statistically, there are around 50% of chronic sick people in the world. I would say it's like 80 to 90% because they don't even know what is chronic illness. They don't even know that. If you have allergies, you're chronically sick. If you have constipation, you're chronically sick. If you have bloating, you're chronically sick. If you have acne, you're chronically sick. If you have IBS, you're chronically sick. If you have brain fog, concentration issues, you are chronically sick. If you're overweight, you're chronically sick. If you have hot flashes, you're chronically sick. You get what I'm saying? Every little symptom that you have is chronic illness. Every symptom that it's not going away is chronic illness. Now go and ask anybody in your vicinity, doesn't matter how old, doesn't matter who it is, where it is, ask somebody, do you have something in your health going on? Yeah, I have allergies for my whole life. I have asthma. I have a little bit of bloating. I have a little bit of concentration problems. I have high blood pressure. There's virtually nobody anymore that hasn't have any symptom. There's nobody out there basically is completely healthy. And what this has to do with high protein, high fat diets, that's what I'm going to talk about right now. Because everybody is obsessed with protein. Everybody thinks it's the holy grail. Everybody thinks it's the pinnacle of food. And everybody thinks that's the first thing you need to talk or you need to think about when you take care of your diet, that you get enough protein in. Since 1930s, they brainwash us with that. And what people don't realize is as soon as you eat a high protein diet, you know what's happening then? You eat a high fat diet. And now you're going to say, no, I only eat lean protein, like chicken breast. It's like only protein and just a little bit of fat. It's high in fat still. It's high in fat. Even the leanest chicken breast is high in fat. Every animal protein is high in fat. And I'm not talking only about animal proteins. You know, vegans eat high protein diets because they're also brainwashed and they think as soon as I go vegan, where do I get my protein? They don't think about where do I get like enough carbohydrates and enough calories and high quality fruits and also vegetables and leafy greens, first thing they talk about is basically, where do I get my protein? And what people don't realize is that they're doing the same diet over and over again, just with a different name. Because all diets are high protein and you're doing the same thing over and over again, and that's why you don't see any results. Carnivore high protein, keto high protein, paleo high protein, animal-based high protein, vegan high protein, pescatarian high protein, Mediterranean diet high protein. Every single diet is based around high protein diets, and that's why it's not working for you, and that's what I'm going to explain now. If you have a high protein diet, you have a high fat diet, very high fat. What's that doing to your body is that you get liver problems, because every time you eat high protein, you also eat high fat, and one of the main functions of the liver is to produce bile in order to disperse the fats. That's what the liver is doing. Here's the liver actually, my liver. I mean, my liver is my body, but my example liver. So liver is producing bile to disperse fat cells, okay? The liver is already overburdened nowadays. 90% of the people nowadays have an overburdened, sluggish liver. Why is that? Because we're exposed to so many chemicals, toxins, dioxins, heavy metals, petroleum, solvents, formaldehyde, chemicals from shampoo, fragrances, perfumes, pathogens. I could go on and on and on. Our liver has to soak it up, our liver has to neutralize it, and if your liver can cleanse it, it has to store it, and it's overburdening the liver even more. And if you have a high-fat diet, that's overburdening your liver more, because you know how exhausting that is for your liver to produce bile 24/7 because you eat high-fat, high-protein for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Do you know how exhausting that is for your liver? That's overburdening your liver even more every time you're doing that. And the next issue is when you're doing that over a longer period of time, you have weak bile sooner or later, because your liver is already struggling and you overburden the liver even more. So you get weak bile. When you have a weak bile, something else in your body has to kick in for that in order to make sure that you can still digest your foods, that you can still digest your fats and proteins. Who is doing that in your body? Your stomach glands. They produce more hydrochloric acid in order to disperse the fats and proteins. But eventually, your hydrochloric acid gets weakened as well, because your stomach glands can do that only for a limited period of time. When you don't restore your liver, your stomach glands get weakened as well. So you have weak hydrochloric acid, weak bile. What's happening then is you can't digest fats and proteins anymore. So they land undigested in your intestinal tract. When they land undigested in your intestinal tract, they rot and they putrefy and they create ammonia gas. And that ammonia gas is causing you to be bloated. That ammonia gas is creeping up overnight, causing you to have a bad breath. That ammonia gas is causing you to lose your teeth and you get rotten teeth. That ammonia gas is causing you to have gum recessions. That's actually what's going on if you eat high-fat, high-protein diet. And it doesn't matter if it's vegan or keto or whatsoever. It's all high protein. If you eat the nuts and seeds and the legumes and the lentils and everything 24/7 every day, you're bogging down your liver. And the next big thing is, after that, is that you actually have the problem of getting weaker adrenals, because the high-fat diet is also causing you to have weak adrenals, because as soon as you have high blood fat, what you get from eating high protein, your adrenals have to kick in to thin out the blood, because otherwise the strain on the heart would be too big. So your adrenals try to save your butt in that situation, that you don't get a heart attack, which is weakening the adrenals again, which is weakening the liver, because guess who has to soak up that adrenaline in your body? It's the liver again. It's weakening the liver again. It's weakening the adrenals, causing you to have fatigue, causing you to have adrenal fatigue, causing you to have energy crashes, causing you to lose hair when you're a woman, causing you to get alopecia. These are the things that are actually happening. And then if you eat certain proteins from eggs and dairy, for example, a lot, doesn't matter if it's raw dairy or regular dairy, it's feeding pathogens in your body, Epstein-Barr virus, shingles virus, streptococcus bacteria, causing you to get UTIs, causing you to get Hashimoto, thyroid issues, brain fog, fatigue, endometriosis, PCOS. All that is getting getting accelerated by eating high-fat, high-protein diets. Because if you also eat high-fat, high-protein diets, you can never cleanse your liver. Get the liver again here. You can never cleanse your liver because if you have high blood fat, you have less oxygen in your blood. How can you cleanse your body if you have less oxygen and if you're chronically dehydrated? Fats in your blood are causing you to get dehydrated blood, which is thickening up. That's what's going on when you eat high-fat, high-protein diets. And your liver is crashing because of that. And you can never cleanse your body. Because in order to cleanse your body, you need to lower or even avoid the fats for a longer period of time. That's how you can cleanse your liver. But you can't do that by eating high fats, high protein diets. That's what's really going on in your system. And the next big thing is, oh my God, that's such a huge topic. Everybody is obsessed with their blood sugar. And everybody thinks you should avoid blood sugar spikes by avoiding fruits and carbohydrates. It's the complete opposite. It's the complete opposite. Again, it starts in the liver. Blood sugar problems start in the liver. One of the main functions of the liver is that it's storing glucose as glycogen and releasing that glycogen as glucose again to stabilize your blood sugar. When the liver is stabilizing your blood sugar, it's doing that by releasing the glucose again. But if the liver is overburdened, sluggish, fatty, pre-fatty, it's overburdened with toxins, it can't store the glucose anymore as glycogen and is unable to stabilize your blood sugar as soon as your blood sugar is dropping. What's happening then is it's hurting your pancreas. When your blood sugar is dropping, your pancreas produces more insulin to push the last molecules that you have in your bloodstream in your system, that you can get some energy. But this is not enough, and then your adrenals kick in to produce lots of adrenaline, again, not only because you eat high fat in general, but also because your blood sugar is dropping and you have blood sugar imbalances, because something has to keep you going. If you don't have glucose in your bloodstream, you have nothing that's keeping you going. It's the main energy source for us. And the adrenals kick in with adrenaline. They flood your body with adrenaline to keep you going. Liver has to soak it up again. And the adrenals, basically, when they release adrenaline, that adrenaline is also scorching your pancreas, hurting the pancreas as well. So this is a high-fat diet, high-protein diet, is weakening your liver. It's weakening your adrenals. It's causing blood sugar imbalances. It's causing your pancreas to be weak. And one of the biggest misunderstandings is that sugar is the problems for blood sugar problems. The fat that you eat is causing insulin resistance because fat interferes with insulin from attaching to sugar and to tissue cells to open up. That's what's really happening. I have type 1 diabetes clients. I have type 1 diabetes clients. And the only way to stabilize their blood sugar is to eat low fat, low protein. Otherwise, they crash their blood sugar. Their blood sugar is going haywire. When they have a fruit smoothie without any fats in their bloodstream, it's such a little glucose spike you can't even imagine, because nothing is interfering with the absorption of the glucose. There's no fat in the bloodstream that is interfering with that. Absolutely no fats. And that's how you stabilize your blood sugar as well. So high protein, high fat diets are not only bad for your liver and your adrenals, it's also super bad for your pancreas, and for your blood sugar. And it's aging you faster. It's aging you faster because high protein, high fat is overburdening your liver. And your liver is basically the organ that is responsible if you age fast or not. All of these longevity experts out there, I get mad when I see that all the time because they don't even know that the liver is the most important organ when it comes to aging. And they eat their high protein diets and they spend millions of dollars on their health and their experiments. But if they just would know how to cleanse the liver, they could stop their aging basically. Or basically not stop the aging, nobody can do that, but They can really slow down their aging like nothing is doing that, like nothing else. And can you feel good on high protein, high fat diets? Of course you can, specifically when you never had a chronic health issue. You know, there are 22, 23, 25-year-olds. I mean, I'm also only 28, but I had chronic health issues and I know how it is when you suffer, and I know how it feels when you do everything but nothing seems to work. But there are people that clean up their diet for the first time in their life. Yeah, great. Now you avoid cookies and donuts. Congrats. That's the absolute minimum that everybody should do. Not only people that are already healthy or that are still healthy, but also people that have chronic health issues. It's the absolute minimum to do that. But people are starting their health journey, you know, they go to the gym, they eat their high protein diets, they feel amazing, and they say like, yeah, you know what I do? I eat protein for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. The most important thing that you need to do is to get your proteins in. They're so brainwashed about the proteins like everybody else is, and I understand that they feel good. They even feel good if they eat their chemicals, if they drink their chemical protein shakes with lots of MSG and other flavors in there. And sooner or later you get brain problems because of that. You kill your neurons with that, but that's another story. It's a completely different story. What I want to say here is that you can feel good on these diets because you clean up your diet, you get rid of processed foods mainly, and you can feel better because of that. You can even feel amazing because of that, because if you eat high fat, high protein, you are under adrenaline the whole time. First of all, you get addicted to that. It's actually one of the main reasons why people can get rid of processed foods and can get rid of high fat diets, because every time you eat that and your blood is high and your fat is high, and no, your blood fat is high, your adrenals have to kick in to thin out the blood. That's what I told you before, guys. And when your adrenals kick in to thin out the blood, that the strain on the heart is not getting too big and you don't get a heart attack, adrenaline is addictive. Every single addiction is connected to adrenaline. Doesn't matter if you smoke, doesn't matter if you do free climbing, doesn't matter if you do bungee jumping, doesn't matter if you do alcohol. Every single drug is releasing adrenaline in your body, and you get addicted to the adrenaline that is getting released. And that's the same thing when you eat high-fat diets, and that's what's making you feel so good. And then people on carnivore and keto and whatsoever, they're like, yeah, I feel amazing. But then people are telling me, yeah, when I did carnivore or when I did keto, I lost my hair, I got blood sugar problems, and my health went downwards. I lost 20 kilograms in the beginning, but then I gained everything back, because it's not it's not sustainable. It's not a sustainable diet. It's only a mono diet, or to clean up your diet in the first place and you get rid of processed foods. Yeah, well done, super. It's the absolute minimum that you need to do. But then you need to know how to eat healthy, how to clean your body, how to cleanse your liver specifically. And if you have chronic health issues, okay, if you have chronic health problems and you tried a lot of things, you basically tried a lot of diets, but the reason why it didn't work is because you basically did the same thing over and over again. You did high protein diets all the time. You did the same thing over and over again. It was basically nothing different. Maybe you just changed from animal to plants and from plants to animal based again. But you're in a vicious cycle. And if you really need help on your health journey, if you have chronic health issues and you don't find a way to get rid of that, and because the situation is very individual for everybody, I understand that. That's why I offer for everybody a free discovery call. All that you need to do is to go to my website, www.theobergmann.com, and there you can book your free discovery call. Okay, for 10 to 15 minutes, we will call you to the scheduled time. We will figure out if and how I can help you. If I can help you, we would show you a strategy. We go on a strategy call for like 60 to 90 minutes. It's basically a free initial consultation where we would show you a strategy on how you can achieve your health goals. We would show you for your individual situation. We will show you for your specific symptoms that you have, what kind of foods you need to eat, how you should do the diet, how it looks like, how to do, what kind of supplements are amazing for you in terms of lifestyle, giving you recommendations for that. And I would highly recommend you doing that, because if you still trapped in the high protein diets, if you're still trapped and brainwashed by the protein law, you're not getting out of that misery. You're not getting out of your misery because you're hurting your liver, you're hurting your pancreas, you're hurting your adrenals, you're feeding more viruses in your body, you're hurting your HCl, you're hurting your digestion, and you never work on the root cause and you never cleanse your liver. And that's the reason why you're not getting better, why it's even getting worse for most people. And that's also one of the reasons why you can't reach your career goals, why you can't build the businesses you want, why you can't lead other people as you like to, why you can't follow the things that you want to follow in your life and go out and enjoy your life, be there for your family, for your kids, and provide for your family and your kids. Be there for your friends, hang out, go out with them, being a healthy human being, working 10 hours straight, going to the gym in the morning, and still have energy when you're falling to bed at night, and still being able to cook, and still being able to take care of your family. That's how it should be. And the only way to do that is if you can get rid of the protein law. So I would highly recommend you doing that. Click the link in the bio, www.theobergmann.com, and yeah, book your free discovery call there, subscribe to my channel, and we see each other in one of the next videos. Bye-bye.